Donald Trump's envoy says Vladimir Putin at the Alaska summit agreed to U.S. security guarantees for Ukraine as part of a final peace deal.
We agreed to robust security guarantees that I would describe as game-changing.
It comes ahead of European leaders joining President Zelensky at the White House for talks tomorrow. Hello to you. Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff says Vladimir Putin agreed to what he calls game-changing future security guarantees for Ukraine during the Alaska summit. Kiev has long argued that any future peace deal must include robust security assurances to prevent future Russian invasions. Sir Keir Starmer and other European leaders will join President Zelensky at the White House for talks with Donald Trump tomorrow. Here's Joe Inwood.
As he arrived in Brussels, Volodymyr Zelensky was entering the friendliest of territory. Recent weeks have seen a remarkable flurry of diplomatic activity from Ukraine's European allies, which today started with a joint press conference with the President of the European Commission to discuss the prospects and conditions of a peace deal.
Putin does not want to stop the killing, but he must do it. Second, we need real negotiations, which means they can start where the front line is now.
We must have strong security guarantees to protect both Ukraine and Europe's vital security interests. Ukraine must be able to uphold its sovereignty and its territorial integrity.
Questions about that territorial integrity have grown ever louder since Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin's Alaska summit on Friday. It's believed the Russian leader said he would stop the fighting in exchange for swathes of territory he's long desired but never captured. In return, it's been suggested that the US would offer security guarantees to Ukraine, similar to NATO's commitment to collective defence, called Article 5.
Which is one of the real reasons why Ukraine wants to be in NATO. We sort of were able to bypass that and get an agreement that the United States could offer Article 5 protection, which was the first time we had ever heard the Russians agree to that.
We're trying to solve a problem.
Those proposals will be put to President Zelensky when he visits the White House tomorrow.
Remember this. You're in no position.
No doubt memories of his last painful visit will have been fresh on his mind. They were also clearly in the thoughts of European leaders who, keen to avoid another diplomatic disaster, have made the extraordinary, even unprecedented decision to accompany him en masse. He'll be joined by Sir Keir Starmer, along with the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, Finland, the European Commission and NATO. They're sending a message that Europe stands behind Ukraine and must have a voice in any negotiations. But this is hastily arranged, and questions remain.
Many of these heads of state are friendly with Trump. So I think this is an important thing for the administration to see. But at the end of the day, will they be in the meeting itself? That's not clear at all. It still might be Zelensky by himself.
You're gambling with World War III.
President Zelensky's second visit to the Trump White House will undoubtedly be less combustible than his first. That does not mean it will be any less consequential. Joe Inwood, BBC News.
Now, President Zelensky has once again reiterated the need for a ceasefire before any substantive talks on a final peace deal in the war. Now, this is the current situation on the ground, with the Russian-controlled areas in the east marked in red. And it's the Luhansk and Donetsk areas which make up the Donbass region that the Russians want in any final settlement, including parts still currently under Ukrainian control. So, what do the people of Ukraine make of all the diplomatic moves to try to end the war? Katie Watson is in Kiev.
A long way from the front line, but the war is never far from people's minds here. Few have any faith that anything will come out of tomorrow's meeting at the White House.
All the signs during the meeting there, they do not look much to expect for.
But while the world is watching what comes out of these diplomatic meetings, it's easy to forget the daily reality of life on the front line.
These international events hardly affect us at all, and we treat them like natural phenomena. They exist and that's it. We have to live and work regardless.
The human cost of this war has been high. This memorial in Kyiv is testament to that. For Natalia Ivanova, who lost her husband last year, her message is clear.
повернення всіх полонених.
I want peace, she told me, an end to the war, the return of all prisoners home, and the return of the bodies of the fallen.
This meeting in Washington is a chance for President Zelensky to have Donald Trump's ear, to put to him the Ukrainian perspective. The view from Kyiv is clear. There's no way Ukrainians want to cede land that Russia has taken. That's not a concession for people here. It's giving Vladimir Putin something that he shouldn't have taken in the first place.
Ukrainians want support from its allies in ending this war, but few think that handing over territory is the answer. Katie Watson, BBC News in Kyiv.